everyone. Today we wanted to hop on here and talk to you about the muted color seasons.
So those are going to be your summer and your autumn seasons.
Right. So when you're thinking about your summers, you want to think about cool and cloudy. And then your autumn seasons, you're going to kind of consider warm and earthy.
So actually that falls into both of our seasons. I'm a summer.
And I'm an autumn.
And so we've learned a lot about muted seasons through that. So I think the thing about muted, we actually pulled some samples here to kind of show you the difference. So when you think of muted, you think more of just soft.
Right.
And it's kind of calming, I would guess, would be another word. Relaxing. There's not
a lot of harsh, bold, stark colors.
Right. So here we go. These are some of the summer colors, and you can just see they are nice, soft colors, like what I'm wearing right now and what Kaylee's wearing. Hey,
no, we match.
A little. But if you take these colors and you put them also, incorporate them with a softer fabric. So the fabric plays a huge role.
That does play a huge role. So if you are one of the softer muted seasons, you're going to want to lean towards more of like a linen, heathered, anything is good.
Suede would be, so you'd go suede over leather.
Right.
So the leather would be those cooler seasons.
You would go with corduroy, something kind of textured.
Yes.
Let's see, like rib, like your rib shirt. That's really good.
A soft cotton, a brushed cotton.
Right. Anything like that that's not really stark. It doesn't. The stark's really better for the cooler seasons or the more vibrant seasons.
Right. So fabric is a huge part of that, and just think soft.
Right. And I think you can look at all of these colors and say these are soft. They're not real bold. They're not real vibrant. They're muted. Any of the color. Well, with the exception of a few, most of the colors I would say are muted. You would consider very muted, very soft, not very harsh. There are a few in autumn that I would say don't quite fit into that. But the majority for sure.
Yeah, well, like I like to say, so even with your colors, you have some that they will lean darker, and you have some that are lighter, and then you have those midtones, and that's where those subseasons fall in. But the same is true with the softness scale,
right?
That muted scale. You have some overall, you're going to see that they're muted these two seasons. However, that varies on that scale.
On the scale.
So you may have some that are less muted and some that are more muted. So, but overall, that's what you consider them a more soft, cloudy season.
Right. And so the reason we're soft or more muted is summers, autumns, and then if you're one of those muted neutrals, you just have more low contrast features. Your features are all you don't have like super stark hair. There's not a high contrast between like your eye color, your hair color, your skin color. You're all just kind of very low contrast, very kind of muted yourself.
Right. And so if you wore a more high contrast, bold fabric, it's going to overwhelm you. And that's what you're going to see instead of just, your beautiful face.
Right. So if you are one of these muted seasons, you want to go for like a monochromatic look. This works really well for these two seasons. That's kind of when you're wearing basically the same color head to toe. It can be, slightly shade difference. It could be just the difference in the material of the fabric or whatever you're wearing. That works really well. Another thing you can do is like blended color combos, and it's kind of like a mix of just some of your colors.
Right. So, and that is going to also play into your makeup as well.
Right.
And so these color seasons, they are going to want to use a softer makeup. So your lipstick, for instance, you don't want a real bright, bold lipstick because it's just going to overpower you.
Right. And instead of doing like a real sharp contour, which seems to be sometimes kind of popular, you really want to go more of like a soft blush, something softer, because that contour, that really just anything stark, anything really bold is just going to overpower you. That's what you're going to see.
Right. Just those natural tones, I think is what we're looking for there. And then also, you can also use this for your hair color as well. So these seasons do really well with highlights or lowlights.
Right.
Just a little bit of it's not really contrast. It's more of a subtle
more of a blend almost.
Yes. It just makes it your face, it'll frame it in a softer way rather than just a solid color when you're
Right.
coloring your hair.
Yeah, and so that's really important to think about. Remember, if you are a summer and autumn, one of those muted neutrals, just lean more towards the more not really dull colors, but just more of the more blended, not sharp colors. Just that's really important.
Right, with the fabric. So if you have any other questions about what it is to be a muted color season, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to answer those.
Right, and don't forget to subscribe.